Join me as I dive deep and challenge myself to really figure out if my heart is in the right place with God. As believers, we're called to walk with God, but have you ever stopped to think if your heart is truly aligned with His? It's easy to get caught up in the motions of church and Christian living, but deep down we might be feeling empty or disconnected. Spiritual alignment is crucial because it affects every area of our lives. When our hearts are right with God, we experience peace, joy, and a sense of purpose. One of the biggest signs that our heart might be distant from God is feelings of emptiness. You might be going through the motions, attending church, reading your Bible, but still feeling like something's missing. Another sign is a lack of peace. When we're not walking in sync with God, we can feel anxious, worried, or stressed about the future. We might also struggle with feelings of guilt or shame, like we're just pretending to be someone we're not. And then there's the sense of disconnection, like we're just going through the motions but not really experiencing God's presence in our lives. The Bible has a lot to say about the heart. In Proverbs 4:23 it says, "Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." This verse shows us just how important it is to make sure our heart is in the right place. When our heart is right with God, it affects our relationships, our work, and even our thoughts and emotions. In Psalm 51:10, David prays, "Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." This is a beautiful example of what it means to have a heart that's aligned with God, a heart that's pure, humble, and surrendered to Him. When we have a heart like this, we can experience true freedom and joy. Jeremiah 17:9 warns us, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?" This verse shows us that our hearts can be deceitful, and we need to be careful not to follow our own desires, but instead seek God's guidance. I remember a time in my life when I felt like my heart was distant from God. I was going through the motions, but I felt empty and unfulfilled. One day I decided to take a step back and really seek God. I started spending more time in prayer, reading my Bible, and just listening to His voice. And slowly but surely I started to feel my heart come alive again. I felt a sense of peace and joy that I'd been missing for so long. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders and I could finally breathe again. This experience taught me the importance of regularly checking in with God and making sure my heart is aligned with His. Let's recap. We've talked about the importance of spiritual alignment, common signs of a heart that's distant from God, and what it means to have a heart that's right with God. The main takeaway is that self-examination is crucial. We need to regularly check in with God and make sure our hearts are aligned with His. This isn't a one-time thing, but a continuous process of surrender and submission. If this video has resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out our next video, 3 Ways to Deepen Your Prayer Life, where we'll be exploring practical tips for growing in your relationship with God.